everyone, welcome to another episode of Big Guy Views. So right now I am with a friend of mine.
UltimateSpy53 here.
And today we're going to be reviewing the movie Jumper. So before we begin though, so you've been...
Yeah.
So tell them about our history.
So we met in high school, of course, through my friend Zach, who's been, I believe, on
this channel a few times.
Yeah, and I've been on my podcast, The Madhouse, a couple of times, as well as Big Nugget here. Madhouse, it's been a few episodes of that. We had our
link
first,
in the description below.
Yeah, we had our first collaboration video, a cross-channel video on my channel on review number 17. We reviewed Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Good movie, by the way. Check that out. So yeah, we just kind of really gotten along. I talked to him. He helped me out. He's good
I'm not
guy.
that much of an asshole, so
yeah, really. So yeah.
But yeah, so we did that cross-channel video on his, and now we're going to be doing one on mine with my whole setup and everything. So
yeah,
let's see how this goes. All right, so like I said, we're going to be reviewing the movie Jumper today.
Oh yeah.
So I gotta ask, what do you think of the overall storyline?
I really liked it. I mean, I like the effect of like the stuff with the teleporting, because like he doesn't know he's teleporting. It's like, I just teleported. What? It's like, if you don't expect that, it's like, oh my gosh, you're like, I want to do that.
So then,
I mean, I love the storyline. The fact that like everyone's at like there are multiple jumpers and everyone's like after people. It's like that's just like wow.
So yeah. So basically, the storyline of the show, like he's basically saying, it's basically about the guy played by Hayden Christensen, who was in the
Star Wars second and third Star Wars episodes of Star Wars. Second and third Star Wars movies episodes,
there you go.
Whatever you call it.
Episodes 2 through 3, one of the worst and
best.
Arguably a better one.
Yeah. Opinion based, really.
We're reviewers. Deal with it. So he was in this film and he played the main character. What was the guy's name again? Yeah, that person. But he played the character called David in this, who's basically this jumper, as they're called, and they
teleport.
Can teleport. And
I mean, I love the effect that they make, and I saw the features of how they did it. It was like, I mean, instead of like making it just like you teleport, it was actually like they created a really cool effect. It was like this temporal, it was like this cut in space where it was like really cool.
It looks like Nightcrawler's teleportation thing next to
less kind of effecty, kind of like just like simple like.
It looked like it looked like a tear. So have you played BioShock Infinite?
I have not. No.
Okay, so in BioShock Infinite, how they have the whole tears that are similar. It's very similar to that if you played the game before.
Yeah.
But yeah, so overall this film, it's got a decent storyline in my opinion. What do you think? Like, overall thoughts on it?
I mean, I just thought it was really well done. I thought the effects were good, the casting was good. Like, there's a couple of actors that I've seen before. The girl who played I guess David's crush or something. Crush or something. She was Carrie. I can't remember. She's for one of those complicated names, but she was in a movie called Bridge to Terabithia. She's been in many movies before.
Who'd she play?
The friend of Josh Hutcherson.
She played the girl in that?
Yeah, she played the
It's been years since I've seen that movie.
The friend of Josh Hutcherson, who was a kid back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was a younger version of David's crush or something. And then of course they have to cast someone for an older version like they do in most movies. And then the one surprise my mom and me when we saw it was the fact that Kristen Stewart was in the movie.
Oh God!
I mean, I don't know what the problem. What's your problem with that?
Oh God!
What's wrong with her?
So, I haven't reviewed Twilight on this channel before. I haven't read the books, but all I'm gonna say is, I really think that she does. A Dalek has more of a personality than this lady.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. She has little to no personality in her roles. If you were to cast a zombie, that's basically she would have been perfect for the female version of Warm Bodies. If that character was a male or a female. Sorry, long day. That's about it. I really don't like her stuff. And when she was just all of a sudden there, I was like, what the fuck? Why this lady? She's got no personality whatsoever. I mean, that's probably the most mixed match casting. Even though she's only on screen for like 2 seconds, she's like
about 5 seconds. Like, What do you want? My mom there? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like 2 lines or something like literally 2 lines. It's like that's it.
Yeah, and
or like for example, like Star Wars 7, you get either 2 lines or no lines. Like
pretty much.
There you go.
It's
Take your
just,
pick.
It's just basically where I hate the actress's work for the most part. Some of the stuff is relatively decent, but other stuff I think that she is the most mixed mask. That she should not be an actress in many different roles. So she is taking on some of the worst projects that she can.
That's all bad opinion, really. But
Anyway,
overall, I thought it was a good movie. It's one of those movies where I haven't seen Hayden Christensen in anything other than the last 2 Star Wars movies of the prequel trilogy. But I thought the character of the guy, I can't remember the guy who was played by Samuel L. Jackson, but I liked that character. He was just kind of like a jerk, and he was like trying to like find David or whatever, and so there was a point in the movie where like they were trapping jumpers and they couldn't teleport. Although the effect was glitching, it was like really insanely awesome. And
it literally did look like they were having like a grand mal seizure or something.
Yeah. It's like, you doing okay, man?
Yeah. So, for those of you that don't really know so this is supposed to be a comic book show as well. The movie that.
Oh really? I thought it was just the book based on a book.
Or like a book or comic.
It was based off a book, actually.
It was.
Yeah, and they actually made a video game too for the last gen consoles. I'm pretty sure.
Wow! And I have those last gen consoles. Well, shit. Okay. So, but basically the character Roland, I believe his character was named.
I can't remember. I mean, there was a Brit in it who's played by Jamie Bell.
I'm talking about Samuel L. Jackson's character.
Oh yeah. I think so.
Yeah, I think he was called Roland in this. Sorry, it's been a couple of days since I watched this, but
me too.
Like 2 or 3, but getting confused right now. But Samuel L. Jackson's character in this one, he's like the head of this organization, wants to take power away from these people, saying that, hey, you can teleport? You can't. That's God's power. And so they're a cult. That's basically what this whole film is about. The cult is trying to find them, and David...
Yeah.
So, David has an abusive father. His mother left him when he was 5. So his mother left him when he was 5. His father's a drunken asshole. So, when he finally figures out, oh, I can teleport, he gets the fuck out of there I would.
And then, of course, he steals all the cash he needs. That was like, wow.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
a young 15-year-old kid, what are you going to do?
What I like about the movie is the fact that all the locations the movie showed was like, oh my gosh. First of all, you go on the top of a Sphinx and you're like, oh my god, that's not something you go to every day. That's like that's amazing.
Yeah,
I just thought it was like the locations they had were just amazing.
Oh yeah, the locations in this film are phenomenal. Honestly, I think that the whole location play that they use with these characters, like the different places that the possibilities where these characters can go, is probably the main attraction, at least for me, watching this film. I like the action scenes. I think that Samuel L. Jackson's character, while kind of bland, he's probably the most flushed out, for lack of a better word. Hayden Christensen, that's the step up from episode 2. Not as good as he was in 3, but still a step up from 2.
I feel like he was trying to keep his ability a secret really well. He was having a hard time doing that, and he was like, when his I think girlfriend or whatever, or friend or whatever, I don't know, was asking him
friend with benefits and then become buddy.
He's like having a hard time. He's like I'm just into thinking. It's like, okay.
Yeah. So
yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, I will admit that Hayden Christensen's awkwardness, as we can both agree, I think that this actually plays very well with the character that he's trying to create. Didn't work very well for Anakin, whiny little Perkin 2, but 3 total. Awesome! But in this one, I think that his personality traits as an actor, and I think that plays well for the most part. Some different scenes where he's like, no, run! I mean, seriously, that... When he's, like, yelling, that doesn't really sound like yelling. It sounds like...
Yeah.
It sounds like you're having one really bad day, like, get out of here. I mean, that's basically what he did on quite a few occasions, like when he's bringing down the house, literally.
Yeah.
So in one of the end scenes, he's wrapped up in these cables that doesn't allow him to teleport.
Yeah.
And they're launched all throughout the house, and he's trying to like teleport the whole top of the house away.
Yeah.
And he's having all those other issues and stuff with that, and basically he sounds like he's having one of the weirdest orgasms on Earth. What the hell?
Yeah, I know, that was really weird.
I mean, just his different grunting and stuff like that. As an actor, and in the few films I've seen him in, he always has the same grunt and stuff. But don't let that detract you away from the main film.
I like the Brit played by Jamie Bell.
Who?
The first.
He was funny.
The first jumper he meets.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really cool meeting. I love the accent, but also the
jumper.
The character. Yeah, the only jumper he meets.
Mm-hmm.
The character of him. I can't remember his name. But he was just really just casual.
Mm-hmm.
Like almost like a sometimes stay away from me kind of thing. Like don't get too close. We don't need to really have this happening here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I mean, I love his character. It was really it was just humorous. It was fun. He always brought fun to the role. It was just fun, you know.
Not only that, but I think that was probably my favorite character in the movie, arguably.
I mean, I honestly, I almost thought he was Tom Holland. I mean, he couldn't be because Tom Holland's too young. But I'm just like, where have I seen that guy? He looks so much like Tom Holland.
Tom Holland aged 20 years, or no, more like 20. All right.
It's like, well, that can't be true because he's Spider-Man in the new movie. It's like that can't work.
So, overall, this film.
Yeah.
We've been talking a little bit. We've been kind of beating around the bush with the different things that we don't like about it. What do you hate the most?
I didn't like how it ended. I don't like how. I mean, something my mom complained about is the fact. What are you doing? Okay.
Snow speeder.
One thing my mom didn't like about the movie, and I also didn't like, I shared the same thing, is the very end of the movie when he walks off with his girlfriend finally, and she asks, like, he asks, where do you want to go? He's like, someplace warm, and then it ends, like, what? That's it? It's like, I hate it when movies, like, leave us, they leave us with a cliffhanger, and they don't have any solution, they don't have a sequel, if it doesn't give a sequel, it's like, what? Is that it? Where's the rest?
I'm really glad that. Okay, I need to negate I reject your reality and substitute my own in this case.
Oh yeah?
Thank God it doesn't have a sequel. Don't get me wrong. It's one of those movies where arguably I've been thinking about watching again. I was borrowing this film from you this last time, and I was arguably thinking about watching it again. However, we live in an era, and like I talked about in the Madhouse, we are in the era of sequels. Sequels. Thank you, Marvel. I love you shows. Too many sequels. And it's starting to get so boring, and every other company is trying to follow suit with that. I'm glad that I'm not gonna say whether or not I'm far from a huge fan, but I'm not like. I don't hate it, but I'm not, like, obsessed over it. It's somewhere in between where it's an enjoyable film where I'm going to watch it again. Maybe not, like, next year, but maybe in a couple years I'm like, remember that one with Hayden Christensen?
Yeah. It was good. I mean, I just love the effects that they have. And when I saw the teleportation, like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. Like, it's one of those special effects that I just love to see, and the way they captured it was just really amazing. I mean, they even showed, like, oh, you just take a picture here of an empty chair, and then you take a picture again with a guy in it or whatever. It's like, that's boring. But when you see the effects they actually make it, it's like, oh my gosh, it looks so awesome and just, like thrilling. Like, oh my gosh, he teleported, now he's, like, in a different location. Or he's in he's, like, suddenly he went from a underwater to, like, a library. Like, what? that scene was so weird. It's like he's under the water, and then suddenly he's in a library. It's also wet. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Oh, he teleported just like he teleported a house with him.
Yeah,
he teleported the water with him.
That was weird. It's like suddenly he's underwater, unable to like breathe, almost unable to breathe, and now suddenly he's like in a library. It's like that was a nice place.
That was like, what the fuck?
The hell?
But
okay.
Yeah, that.
And he's like, I just teleport. Holy fuck! Jeez, just teleport.
All right, so that's basically my thing.
Yeah.
Like, I agree, but disagree. The thing that I hated Hayden Christensen, I like some of your work. I think that you did one hell of an increase in a character in between episode 2 and 3. I think you redeemed yourself in episode 3. I really enjoyed that film, for the most part again. But come on. Don't scream like, oh my god. Like I said, it doesn't detract too much away from the film itself, and it's one of those things that's so a little nitpicky. However, in episode 2, not only did Hayden Christensen do that too much in his screen time. Again, sorry, I love seeing your work. I need to nitpick. I'm a reviewer. Sorry. But in episode 2 of Star Wars, he was doing that every other line, basically. And in this one, while it didn't happen all the time, it basically not only sounded the same as the character from episode 2, but the yelling was so... It wasn't nearly as frequent, however, it was frequent enough that it got on my nerves. It detracted me away from the film itself. I'm sorry, it just really did. That's... If I were to say, like, hey, I hated one aspect of the film, that's gonna have to be it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a funny part in the movie where the guy he's renting an apartment or whatever, and the guy he's like 2 weeks rent, and he's like, I'm lazy.
Yep, just slip it on the door.
I have all this cash, I might as well spend it, might as well pay it off. Like 2 weeks rent, please. Oh, okay.
Well, there you go. Run away.
Bye. It's like if I don't kind of like I'm living here. Rent.
Okay, if you insist. Then we talked about things that you and I both hate.
Yeah.
What do you love? One aspect that you're like, oh.
I just love the teleportation and the locations they use. I mean, I just love when it suddenly he went from like kind of like a show I stopped watching called Heroes, where they had a character who can teleport like that, but different. This is just as an example right there. But I love when he suddenly he teleports. Suddenly he has a flash and he's gone, and then I mean, I don't expect that. I'm just like he's like, it's like whoa. I mean, seriously, that's awesome. I mean, I love that part of the movie. That was my favorite part of the movie was just the effects that happened. Just amazing.
I agree on some level. Like, for... My favorite part is the locations alone.
Yeah. Not
just the whole teleporting thing. The locations that they have in this film, it's quite like... Oh my god. One of the things that I think that really plays to the benefit of this movie is that it can go anywhere, any place. And I think that kind of building off of what you were saying for the whole sequel thing, where are they going to go next?
On that, I looked at the Wikipedia page for a sequel, and they said like they're thinking of at least 2 or 3 sequels, and they think it could possibly happen. I mean, obviously they're starting to thinking it could happen, but that was 2010. It's already 2016. That's been 6 years.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like with Avatar. It's like I don't think if the sequel's gonna happen, it better happen now or don't happen at all.
Yeah, if you're to talk about Avatar, you and I can go on that for hours.
Well, this is not the right episode.
Yeah. Again, I'm sorry that I keep. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry that I'm bringing up Star Wars so much.
But it's like it's one of those movies where I think because it's been too long, I think either make a sequel now, like this year, or don't make a sequel at all, because I think it's one of those movies where if you wait too long, then it's just gonna be pointless to have a sequel.
Well, that's a similar argument that you can make about movies like The Incredibles. Well, again, Incredibles, sir.
Well, I mean, like Star Wars or Tron, those. I mean, that took forever to make a sequel. That just happens. But it depends on how long you wait. I mean, I just feel like some movies, if they plan a whole lot of things and they make a sequel, okay, we can do a sequel, and then it comes 10 years later, or for example, Men in Black. The third sequel came out 10 years later. If they're making a Jump Over sequel and it comes out in 2020, it's like, really?
Yeah. I definitely agree. Basically, right now we're in a realm where it's a hit or a miss with sequels now, because there's so many out there. A lot of times a sequel would be a death sentence, for lack of a better word. Some franchises are built for sequels. Marvel, again, prime example. Harry Potter, those are prime examples.
I just feel like this movie, Jumper, was it deserves a sequel, because like when some of those movies are dependent. I mean, they don't really. They're supposed to be independent for a reason, but this movie, it felt like it should have had a sequel because they ended a cliffhanger. It's like, I want to go someplace warm, okay, and then they teleport. It's like, and then the credits were like, that's it. Like, please, there should have been more, like at least an extra scene. Like, why did they leave us with that? I don't understand.
I don't know.
It's like some of those movies where like, it's like they'll leave us with something and then they don't ever get a conclusion. It's like, really, come on.
Honestly, I think that's conclusion enough.
I mean, I guess, but in my opinion, I just felt like it needed more to it. My mom, I agree on that too. If she was here, she would agree with that.
Well, maybe we can get her on here. I'm
just saying, you know.
Well, maybe if I go over to your place again next time. Hi, want to do a review? No?
Yeah.
Too bad, I'm dragging you in. Alright, but yeah.
But, yeah, that's really all I can say. I mean, this movie was great. Like, a lot of movies that I've seen, I mean, honestly, I'm one of those people. I'm a moviegoer. I love movies. That's why I started.
Get along so well, my friend.
That's why I started my own review show so I could review movies and you know, ever since. I mean, you probably see my review show reviewed. It's a good show. It's really good. I have a lot of movies I review. I'm reviewing the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe up till Civil War. Check them out, by the way. But I just felt
link below
this
channel.
movie was really, really good. It had good casting. None of it really. I mean, the one thing I didn't expect. I mean, I knew it was in the credits, but one thing I didn't expect is Diane Lane, who plays. She plays Martha Kent in the new Superman movies.
Mm-hmm.
That was unexpected because she looks younger and not like, I don't even know, younger or older. I can't really remember. It's like some of those movies was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't expect that. You're like, oh my gosh, that's the actor from that movie, and you're like, oh my gosh.
So then. We're running out of time here, but
yeah.
I must ask, any final thoughts on this film before we give it a rating?
I just say that it was, I mean, it did well. I mean, I wish I saw it in the theater, because if I saw it in the theater, I would have enjoyed it along with other people, and it had a lot of good things about it that, was one of those, I mean, it didn't feel like a superhero movie, because it wasn't. I mean, people think it's a superhero movie, it's not, but it's one of those really cool sci-fi movies that, just does a lot of attention, and it's one of those movies that's like, they did a really good job with it. They made some good effects, good acting, good everything. I mean, I love the effects, the locations, the cinematography. Everything about it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, it was one of those movies where I would see it again. Kind of like what recent episode of review I did with Scott Pilgrim. Some of those movies was like, it deserves to have a lot of attention and a lot of viewership and seen more than once. And I just, especially the teleportation and the casting. I mean, in my opinion only, I thought Hayden Christensen did a good job.
So, question then: do you think this film was underrated?
Well, it was rated PG-13, right?
No, underrated, as in like it needs more praise than it did.
Well, I don't think so. I mean, it might have. I mean, no, I don't think it needed. I don't think it was, because it was rated PG-13 or R or something.
No.
It was. I can't remember.
Overrated means like, hey, it has way too much hype. Underrated means that it doesn't have nearly enough.
Oh, no, I think it was fine. I think it was fine as it was, and it was rated fine. I mean, it was amazing. The scene with Samuel L. Jackson and Hayden Christensen were just, they were funny, because it's like, he apparently, because I like the fact that he knows about David, he knows what he can do. It's like, oh my gosh, he knows who he is. He's in trouble. He's got to do something.
He's gonna die.
Yeah, he's like, oh my gosh, and then he starts teleporting all over the place, and it's like, or like the fact that he throws one of the bullies or something. Like it's like, oh, it's a jail cell. Bye. It's like, yeah, it's like, hey,
doesn't work.
You can't do that to me. Yeah.
All right. So my final thoughts. No, I don't hate Hayden Christensen. Don't get me wrong.
He's a good actor, you know?
I think he's a decent actor. Far from the best, but far from the absolute worst. But I think this film was... I agree that it got the right amount of hype. I think that if you're curious to see some of the other films, like if you just want to see another film that, hey, maybe not as much viewership as it deserves, well, take a look at Jumper. I encourage you to. While it does have issues for me as a reviewer and as a moviegoer, I must point those out. Like Hayden Christensen, I'm sorry, I'm beating the same. I'm beating a dead horse right now, but that's just my one complaint about the film.
The fact that Star Wars 3 wasn't good to some people, and it's like, oh, here's a comeback with 2 actors from Star Wars that are like, you got Samuel Jackson, who was Mace Windu Episode 3, and you got Hayden Christensen, who was Anakin Skywalker in that movie also. They both come back for a movie of their own. It's like, you know, it was decent. You know, I like the fact that they brought him back to try again they did, and in my opinion, I liked it. Some people don't like it. Oh well, opinion based. It's all about opinion, really. If you don't like it, I mean, obviously movies.
That's what reviewers are supposed to do.
Yeah, I see movies even if they have bad reviews, and I still like them. So it's based off opinion. That's all I can really say. Because, I mean, it was a good movie. I really liked it. I really hope I have a sequel. If it obviously since it hasn't been has a sequel for a long time, I doubt it will. But if it does, great. If not, because so far I'm not seeing a sequel. Oh, well, it was good as an independent movie, and if it don't want us to say that way, okay.
All right then. So because we're running out of time here, out of 5 stars, what would you rate this film?
That's not a question that he's asking. 5 out of 5.
2.5.
Oh.
So
well, maybe
let's come in the middle and say 3.5.
Maybe 4.5 because of the ending. Because of the ending with the cliffhanger. That's all I can. That's.
Let's just put it at 3.5.
Okay, fine. Just because of the ending. Okay. Because it ended really kind of abruptly. So yeah.
Watch this film. You can see 2 different opinions. Again, thank you very much, Tom, for being back on UltimateSpy53. I'm going to put a link in the description below for his YouTube channel. Again, I'm sorry that I've been gone for so long. I'm doing a lot more videos. I have quite a few more.
And for me, I do videos almost every week, and I have a podcast and I have a review show. I'm doing a lot more reviews, so check out my channel. It's really good.
And I've also been showcased like on his other channels. I did Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
And several episodes of the Madhouse, by the way.
Yes.
Check them out.
Definitely. This guy's a lot of fun. He's a hoot to have around and a lot of fun to do reviews with. Hopefully we can do this and actually come to a consensus on a film later.
There's several crossovers, collaborations. Yeah. If you like seeing our stuff and want to see us together again, then
please.
We'll do it.
Yep. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Have a good day, and bye.
Bye.